What's happening, APLers? Here's a little review of week 2. So I did some storylines before the show last week. I'm not going to do that this week. We'll just kind of cover them as we go through. So first match of the week, Greg today. Greg guaranteed a win on Thursday night after his team played. His team did not get the message. So clearly some miscommunication there going on. Everybody except for Josh Reynolds shit their pants. Greg put up a big total of 900 points for the week. Would have beat some people last week, but this week it's not good enough. So Damian Pierce scored 37 points, which is what you would expect from a guy running behind 4 backup offensive linemen, and that's what he's doing. Miles Sanders, pretty terrible. Where's number 6, which is weird. I still think it's Baker Mayfield running, but it's not. Clearly, it's Miles Sanders, but he wasn't great. Hopkins played, which is good. Right after I got done on Saturday night, I saw Hopkins was playing, so he did play. Didn't do much, but he played. Reynolds was the surprise of the week here. So the award for the week, that's no shit. I was originally going to call the Greg start of the week because sometimes Greg does stuff and you're just like, that doesn't make any sense, and then it works out. This is it, like to a T. Josh Reynolds is not a guy who started in a lot of lineups, but he comes through with 111 points. Jason Myers did not meet the standards of the kicker extraordinaire manager there, Greg, so I would imagine there'll be some changes made. I mean, Myers had one, like a 47-yard field goal that he just like shanked super bad to the left. Like, I wouldn't imagine that will stand much longer on Greg's roster. So interesting point here. Nico Collins was in the starting lineup. When I did the preview last week, he was yanked from the starting lineup. He is kind of pissed about it. So scored 173 points. Looked real good. So CJ Stroud definitely connecting there with Nico. So I think he'll be a fixture in the lineup going forward. So Greg, 900 points today, said, yeah, I can do that too. So today gets pretty much good to great production out of everybody other than Alexander Madison. So Madison sucked on Thursday. The rest of the team said we got this. So Herbert with a nice game, 374. The Rams guys just went nuts. Kyron Williams is the starter because Cam Akers is in the shit house again for McVay. So Kyron Williams might be a steal there last week on the waiver wire per se. Could be the starter for the rest of the year. Puka is Cooper Kupp right now. He got like 15 passes. It was kind of ridiculous. 166 points for Puka. So I think there's some guts there from Sade to throw both those guys in the lineup against the 49ers. He may not have had other options, but I think that's still really, really tough to throw those guys in a tough matchup, and they both performed. Waller also, while his hamstring is still attached, scored 158 points. Nice outing there. So Sade puts up 190 or 1190. Really nice week. Nice win for Sade. Moves to 2-0 and drops Greg to 0-2. So in the preview show, I think I had Sade winning by a little bit. 81. Sade comes through with a 290-point win. So next matchup here is Jake versus Tank. I had a little bit of drama here Monday night. Thought that if Chubb had a big game, which looked like he was potentially off to, Jake might be able to run down Tank and sneak out with the come from behind victory. But obviously we all saw Chubb get wrecked. His body's at a 90-degree angle to his knee, which isn't a good thing, and he didn't play anymore, and probably isn't going to play for a while. So that kind of killed those dreams. But you're looking at Jake's lineup here. He swapped out Dak, who was in a tough matchup with the Jets, for Purdy, and that turned out to not work super well. A little bit, almost 100-point loss there from Dak to Purdy. T. Higgins woke up this week from 0 last week to 137. He was the favorite target of Burrow and had 2 touchdowns. Nice game there. DJ Moore also did some stuff, caught a nice long pass. Looked pretty good. Kittle, eventually he's going to have like the 300-point game, but right now Jake's just dealing with the 40 and 60-point games. So, some nice games from McCaffrey and Higgins there. The Chubb injuries just sucks. So 983 is the point total for Jake for the week. Tank also does a little tinker stinker there with the quarterback and throws Geno in instead of Derek Carr, and that works out quite well for him. Gino goes for 420 and shootout there against the Lions. He's kind of throwing it all over the place. It makes up for ETN having a rough game against the Chiefs. Ramondre Diggs were fine. Ayuk down a little bit. Kelsey not great. Kind of looked rough on his way back, but the IDPs come through big for Tank. Kicker was fine, so almost 1,100 points for Tank, carried by Gino Devonta. So predicted Tank would win by 146. Tank actually comes out with 116-point win. So Tank moves to 2-0, and Jake drops to 0-2. Next matchup, Solomon Corey. This is easily the most entertaining matchup of the week. At some points, it looked like Corey's going to run away with it. And then Solomon's team started to do some stuff, and it went down to the wire on Monday night. So the Chiefs-Jags game was a big one here, and Solomon's Jags guys sucked ass. So Trevor Lawrence looked like shit. Calvin Ridley did not do what he did the first week, so those guys' point totals were way down. But Bijan did the stuff that Solomon was hoping he would do when he drafted him that high. So looks really good, involved in the run game and pass game, over 100 yards rushing, and definitely was the dude. So Garrett Wilson survives the Zach Wilson quarterback start here with a bomb that he caught there to make up the majority of his 105 points. And then Hawk was obviously good on Thursday night, as we mentioned before. So Solomon puts up 1,073 points for the week, and Corey says I can do better. Ooh, that's wrong. Actually, I did this before TJ Watt finished, so that actually was like way closer. So Solomon finished 11:03. Watt had a touchdown after I typed this in. So Corey Mahomes did his thing. Big jump on Trevor Lawrence there. Makes up for the big gap at running back. Jacobs had like nothing going against the Bills. It's all receiving points there. Algier, not quite as much as he did last week. Still involved, just not as effective. But then there's Mike Evans. Looking like the old Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield figuring out how to pass the ball. And that's huge for Corey. Evan Ingram was also probably the favorite target. Nope, second favorite target for Lawrence. Christian Kirk was the favorite target. So Corey scraps all this stuff together. Big Mahomes game, huge Mike Evans game, and Ingram. Couple some nice IDP stuff, and comes out with 1,112 points and sneaks out a win. He also swapped in Algier for Najee, which got him 5 extra points. So thought it would be close. Thought Solomon would come out on top by 29, but it's actually Corey by 9. So nice win for Corey. Nice division win. Takes him to 1-1. Solomon also 1-1. Next matchup was Daggy versus Ryan. This one is the what ifs at quarterback matchup. So Daggy rolls with Mac Jones. He has a respectable game at 300. It's all right. Daggy's dreaming about Daniel Jones if he hadn't cut him, and his huge game might have helped out a little bit. Otherwise, like nothing of note here, other than Jamar Chase is not looking like Jamar Chase, and Kyle Pitts, I guess, kind of looks like Kyle Pitts, but not what we would hope Kyle Pitts would look like. So Daggy throws up a 945, and Ryan says, I can survive not starting Kirk Cousins because I got some production from everywhere. Burrow looked awful and is now potentially re-aggravated his calf injury, which might help Ryan out. He can just start Cousins and doesn't have to worry about it. So Burrow doesn't do great. Henry, fine. Mostert, really good. Both guys here, Ryan and today, both get a nice production this week from their trade. So Mostert is huge for Ryan. Debo, standout at wide receiver, a little more points than he expected. And then Laporta was the man at tight end for the Lions there. Goff looking his way quite a bit. Looks like a really nice pick. So Ryan comes up with 1181 with production kind of from all over the lineup. Moved himself to 2-0. Daggy goes to 0-2. I thought this one would be super close. Ryan would win by 10, but Ryan actually comes up to have a pretty healthy, comfortable margin there by 236. The last matchup here is me versus Ross. I have an okay week. Josh Allen does normal stuff. I swapped in James Cook over Ken Walker at the last minute. Should have swapped in James Cook for Jahmyr Gibbs because Gibbs looks Like they're not giving him the ball for some reason. Even when David Montgomery gets hurt, they still have I don't remember who the hell that guy is, but whoever their third stringer is still carrying the ball instead of Gibbs. So he might have to go to the bench for a while. Tyreek has a down game, but CeeDee Lamb picks it up. And despite facing the Jets, I thought he might get shut down by Sauce, but they moved him around quite a bit. Had a huge game. Freiermuth sucked like super bad tonight. He doesn't even look like they Pickett doesn't even look like he knows who Freiermuth is. So I have to do some stuff at tight end. So mostly driven by Allen and Cook there and CD. It put up 1,082 points, which was just enough to get by Ross's shitbag team. So I forgot to update the records there. So Lamar does some stuff. He looks like there's some signs of him doing what everybody thought they would do in the preseason. He ran a lot, lots of quick passing, looked really good. Running backs were fine. Pollard did normal stuff, tough Jets matchup, but still ran a ton. They ran the backups a lot too, so it's kind of interesting. Montgomery got hurt. Might have helped me out. Might have won me the week there with Montgomery getting hurt. DK was fine. For some reason, Ross started Jerry Jeudy. I don't understand that, like even a little bit. The dude is hurt like forever, and he's gonna come back and like be awesome in the first week. It makes no sense to me, but do whatever you want. Mark Andrews also shaking off some rust there. He 115 points is good, but he'll have a lot bigger games. So Micah Parsons did some stuff, 77 points there. So Russ comes out with 1,069, and I sneak away with a 13-point win. Thought I'd win by a little more, but that's not how it works. So I moved to 2-0. Russ goes to 0-2. Weekly awards. These are the dudes. These are the high scorers for the week. So top quarterback was Geno at 420. Bijan was the highest running back, 176. Evans at 197 and Hawkinson at 179. So those are the guys who are helping, you'd think, help win weeks. Even though Solomon has two of the guys on this list, it still didn't work out, but you think it would work that way. Worst scores of the week. Purdy was the lowest scorer at a quarterback. Madison was the worst running back. Judy, the worst wide receiver. And Freiermuth, by far the worst tight end. So go for the awards for the week here. MVP for the week, I think, is Mike Evans. He just had a huge week versus what was expected, and I think really helped put Corey over the top. I'll keep ripping Freiermuth here. He was awful. He blocked a ton. They just don't even look his way to throw the ball. So 5 points is pretty really bad. At tight end, the no shit award of the week is definitely Josh Reynolds. Talked about that before. That was a surprise start, and he came through big for Greg. Wouldn't have done that. Talked about this a little bit. It was Jerry Jeudy. So Ross really expected that he would come back from being hurt into an offense that's really not good at throwing the ball, and he would be effective, and he wasn't. So it doesn't really surprise me much at all, but it was a shocker to Ross. Should have started. So Greg's lineup is kind of like the whole thing is kind of like that. So Greg had a 65% efficiency on his starters. So that's like if you would have started all the guys you should have, like how many points would you have scored? Or how many points did you score versus what you could have? So like usually it's in like the upper 80s or 90s of what if you had your optimal lineup versus what you actually scored is somewhere in there. But Greg was like 65 this week. So Goff in for Hurts was one. Brian Robinson, huge game on Greg's bench. And then we talked about Nico Collins too. So those three guys throw in the lineup, and maybe there's a shot against today. We'll see. But there's some missed opportunities there. And then Solomon comes up with the fourth highest score of the week. Would have been good at Shamrock. If he'd played some other people, he would have moved to 2-0. But instead, he moves to 1-1 with that tight loss. So, quick look at the standings here. The Mia Khalifa division looking tough. 3 teams at 2-0. We got Tank at the top just because he has 2 division wins. Sade and Ryan, they're at 2 and 3. Those guys are all really tied up right now. If this really went to we're at the end of the season, it would go by points. So, Visa Day, Ryan Tank, but it doesn't really matter right now. Those guys are all 2-0. Jake and Dave 0-2. In the Diane Lane division, I'm there at the top at 2-0. Corey and Solomon, 1-1. Corey's in the 2 spot due to the head-to-head win over Solomon, and then Greg and Kevin are 0-2. Point totals are there. Not too much to read into there because it's pretty early in the season. So looking ahead to week 3, got some fun matchups. Me and today go head to head, both 2-0. It'll be fun. Corey and Ryan, good matchup there too. I should mention these are all out of the division. So the Mia Khalifa versus Diane Lane this week. So go back and forth. Salmon versus Tank. I think that's a fun one. See if Solomon's squad can rebound there even without Mr. Barkley. Could be tough. And then the 0-2s and the 0-2s all are matched up. So 2 people are going to get a win. 2 teams are going to go 0-3. See what happens with Ross and Daggy. I've heard the trash talk has already started. Can't wait to see it all. Maybe I can get included on the group text just to see how it all goes down. Maybe not, but it'll be fun. And then Greg and Jake, good matchup there too. See who moves, who gets the win. So that's all I got for this week. Talk to you guys later.